More patient than me.
The aide.
All right, it's 12 o'clock. Let's call roll, please.
Larson.
Here.
Blair.
Here.
Blair.
Here.
Grinde.
Here.
Hecht. Horken.
Here.
Helms.
Here.
All right, approved minutes from November 23rd, 2021, regular meeting. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
So, and same sign for, no?
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. Bills and communication. Review of accounts payable December 7th, 2021, December 21st, 2021, and January 4th, 2022. Any questions?
Anything out of the ordinary that we should be aware of?
No, I didn't see anything.
And you've already approved them.
Yeah,
You
they
did
were.
it at the council
On the
level.
lot. Oh, sure.
It doesn't hurt to double check. I swear I'm going line by line here.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, approve accounts payable January 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Larson.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Grinde.
Yes.
Horken.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Paul's favorite, delinquency updates.
None. No truancies, no delinquencies, all the whole works.
No arrests, no nothing, huh?
That's right.
What a dull world.
We got financial reports, and they're deferred till the February meeting.
Carla is out. Okay.
All right, director's reports, November 21st, November 2021 and December 2021.
There's a summary of what transpired during those months. Do you have any questions? Transportation infrastructure has met a couple of times, including in the executive committee, and trying to get the money so that we can use outside sources, in particular for bridges, but fitting it in with some of the transportation improvements, the other transportation improvements in the area as well. And we've started on the meetings with the RCCIP, the child care project. And I sent you the PowerPoint, and we can go through the PowerPoint, or in particular for members, they said if we would call them, that they would be happy to talk with us if we have what questions we have. Okay?
Any questions?
I do. It's not on this sheet necessarily, but if this proposed sales tax that's been floated around, have you got a pulse from these businesses that you've been talking to on, and should the EDA have an opinion on this?
Multiple questions. First off, I have been contacted by businesses. I have referred them to the mayor in particular,
Okay.
so that they can talk directly and express their concerns.
Okay.
And express their thoughts, whether it's positive or negative, but that's the person who is in a position to be able to be more responsive to them than anything we are. We can, if we wish to have a position, offer a position. We don't have to offer a position. Historically, we've not necessarily offered any positions on proposals like that. I know that the chamber has also done some survey work to see what the business community like, and because the chamber was doing it and they're an outside party rather than another part of the city, that probably worked better than having us make the inquiry as well.
Okay.
And the mayor is getting that input from the chamber.
Have you seen that input yet, Paul?
I have heard parts of it, but it is not official yet. And I have not seen anything per se, but I've just heard some comments that there were some concerns. And the mayor reflected those concerns when he talked last week in the veto message.
Yeah, we've seen the response from the survey. You know, I looked at it real quick yesterday. It's in like a big spreadsheet, you know, and you could you could list your concern as like very concerned, supportive, very supportive. So kind of like a 1 to 4.
Sure.
I just went through it kind of informally and added up the concerns against the supportive, and I got 62% in supportive. So it was
Okay.
like 32 out of 51 responses, something like that. Pretty
That are
non-scientific.
supporting it?
Yeah, that was either supportive or very supportive.
Okay.
Compared against concerned, very concerned.
Kind
Gotcha.
of,
And that's businesses, right?
There's
is that-
also employees of businesses.
Yeah, there's some
Okay.
employees of businesses. But the other thing on that, just to touch on that there, Mr. Larson, is that there was he's right on the supported part of it, but then there's also another question in there, another part of it that says probably most of the businesses are not in favor of a 1.5% sales tax. They're totally against that. So.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. I just wonder,
So
as
it's kind of
a business
I know it's-
promoting entity of East Grand Forks, should we have a vested interest in this discussion? That's all.
And I think we talked about this too when it was brought up initially, because I know that I had concerns on the same thing you're talking
Yeah.
about right now, was adding that sales tax percentage there. I don't know.
What's
if
that
it's-
gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah, what is it going to do to us? So,
And I think we forget that it's probably not the retailers that it impacts. It's the people that are selling the big pieces of equipment.
Or
you know.
buying parts.
Yep.
Yeah.
or even, I mean, people that are, like I said before, that are planning events and stuff here. I mean, those all factor in when you're paying for extra stuff. I mean, it just, those add on. So I get it brings revenue in, but it also adds on to those events as well.
The mayor talked about last week about some of the very large ticket items, such as what's sold at certain of our businesses like Mayo Manufacturing or Northern Valley Machine. Those are really big ticket items, and that will have a tremendous impact on them, much more so than if you go in and spend $10 for some food.
Right.
I mean, so there's a big difference, and remember, he brought that up. He had asked me, and I talked with him a little bit about that. So that, and I've talked with Reed as well, to let Reed know.
Can it be capped for some of those businesses so that?
That was one of the ideas.
It usually is,
I was going
too.
to say, it has been before.
Yeah.
And that should be a concern, because, I mean, one of them was, those are the businesses that are likely to get poached by the surrounding area.
Those were all things that I talked about with the mayor and with Reed. Okay, and I've done that so that we can just to share some of the concerns that I was hearing as well. I've also suggested to Reed a couple of other ways that they can raise money for the gap between what we can raise through sales tax and what they need to complete the project. And I will continue to work with Reed and be able to
And
do
with a
that.
lot of them businesses that would affect, minus, I would assume, Northern Valley Machine. I don't think they do a lot of farm or ag.
No,
Exempt the farm and ag. Because that is such a broad, but that's not my decision, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking out loud.
Leisureland's another one too. You know, when you start selling a $100,000 camper,
Right.
that gets to be a pretty good chunk of.
Big chunk.
Yeah, but like, they gotta put a cap on that, I would think.
Yeah, but, those are that would be a retail business that, could push somebody across the river, though, too.
Well, you can't get them, so.
Well, I get that part, but I'm just saying. I mean, when you start talking about that stuff, that could push there.
He could
Since
pick
it-
up and move to North Dakota very easily.
Well, yeah, he could, or I'm just
Yeah.
thinking about people buying it elsewhere. But
Yep.
since it does involve sales tax, and are there any way that we could use border city tax credits or anything to help with any of those projects to help offset some of that? I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about the rules, and that's why I'm asking the question.
potentially we could do some job retention tax credits.
Okay.
But when I've talked with businesses, because of the deductions that they have, using the tax credits for employees don't always help them.
Sure.
Okay, because they already have enough deductions because of their investments that it doesn't necessarily help them.
I just thought I'd bring it up in case it does go forward, if there's something we can do to help these businesses to offset that cost. That might be something that we'd be willing to look at, but I appreciate it.
And speaking of which, I hope you saw, and we got word also on R.J. Zaverill, that both of the requests to use it for the tax credits were approved.
Yeah, North Valley Machines and
Yeah.
ours. Yep,
So,
it's great.
Yeah, that is good.
I mean, it's a tough problem we have here. We have needs in our Parks and Rec department, huge needs, and how do we fund that? But we also have to make it, you can't cut off your nose to spite your face, basically.
Well, and, and we're a bed and breakfast community, really. And hockey's a big thing, figure skating, all that here. That's what's drawing some of these families.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a catch-22.
Right.
And, and I would kind of think if we got all that up and running, drawing people, that would draw business too, in the end.
But
My
it probably
opinion.
doesn't draw business for the businesses that will be impacted the most by the sales tax.
I mean, just in terms of business, I mean, is there anybody that says that somebody can't start a business where they own a hockey rink to have some of this stuff if it really is that big of a business and that big of a pull?
Yeah, it's.
I mean, a private entity may want to do something as well.
I don't know. That's a couple bucks.
new job for you.
You need to have
activity for you,
Horken's
Daniel?
money.
What?
A new thing for you to do, Daniel?
I
in
don't
your
think
spare
so,
time?
but
Yeah.
just throwing it out. I mean, it's a possibility to have private companies come in and run some of that stuff, or even build some of those things too.
Sure.
So,
All right, any more?
Thanks. No, that's.
Any more?
Answers my question.
All right, director's reports.
We did that.
No, what about the childcare?
I brought those in.
Oh, I didn't
Talk
hear
about
you.
the meeting starting?
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, I do
Okay.
remember. Nothing under unfinished business. All right, new business, social media.
We attached in your agenda is your 2021 social media analytics. It shows that there's been growth during this year. And you can see some of the peaks where we either had something that was really fantastic or that we boosted, and we're using some of the dollars that are in that portion of the budget to boost some of the analytics, boost some of the posts as well, to have a bigger reach on certain events.
just a comment on this, and maybe something to look at going forward. I was just looking at that first line there, where it talks about 66% are women and 33% are male. That didn't concern me so much, but it looks like the majority of the followers are that 35 to 44 range. And I didn't know if maybe at some point we wanted to see if we could target some of the younger people, particularly with some of the stuff that like the high school was talking about in the last meeting with the job availability that's out there, and somehow getting some more visibility with jobs and businesses that we're trying to get filled by, some of these people coming right out of high school. And maybe Facebook might not be the way to do it. Maybe there might be some other idea that they have. I know Facebook is pretty convenient, and that's kind of my generation thing. I get that, but
TikTok and
that's kind
everything
of.
else is, I know it's not for this room, but I have kids.
But I mean,
You're going to do the TikTok dance.
I'm not
to
doing
get to-
anything.
to get to the-
It's just a thought on, as we look at the workforce and what businesses are needing, and we're needing some of these people to get into these entry-level careers and build. And, as we found out, they don't know a lot about what is out there in their own community. I was just thinking of other ways of reaching them would be a good idea. And maybe that's something we want to focus on our outreach campaigns.
I remember you and I having this conversation going through those loans.
Yep,
That's here?
Well,
Didn't even know.
right.
Well, we added LinkedIn, and that has not taken much traction so far. But I will talk with Taylor about other things to do on this, too.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not somebody who knows what all the kids are into, but I mean,
Not
that's
Facebook. I
that's
mean,
part of
that
the
is
reason why we have
truly
a
we're
consultant.
Missing a demographic there.
If you remember the report, it talked about more than Facebook, and we're taking baby steps to get
Right.
into this.
Yep.
Right, and I remember that, and that's why I'm thinking maybe
Yeah.
based on what we're seeing in the results, they look like they're going pretty well. I'm wondering if we need to start exploring other options to maybe make this a bit more effective to hit some target
Or maybe we
demographics.
just need to put, Josh on the pictures more often, because that was a top post of the month.
I'm out of draft.
In general, the posts that make the biggest impact and are read the most are the ones that feature one of the members of the board and the things they do. So when I send you out something like, what do you like to do for Christmas, or what are your Christmas memories?
And none of us respond?
And, well, I wasn't going to say that. Your responses could be posted, and more people would look at it, and remember when we talk about our jobs
My
or whatever?
problem was coming up with the picture. I'm going, I don't have any pictures of us doing anything.
We can think about different things, but you can also talk about what your job is a little bit. If each of you talk a little bit about your job and how you got into it, just 2 or 3
Oh,
sentences.
boy.
Yeah, I
Then
can
we
give you
can
my
post those
travel
things,
posters.
and it also helps to teach kids that there's a lot of opportunities in this area as well.
That's why she couldn't come up with a picture, because she'd have to be somewhere like Bismarck or Florida or somewhere, the picture, because
Iowa.
Well, it's the palm trees that would throw people off.
That was a plant, that palm tree, right?
Okay, so I'll go back and I'll start asking questions again.
Do we need to do anything?
Yes, we need a,
Vote on that?
yes.
Move
accept
to
the
receive the report and file it, place it
second.
on file.
And then, do we want to kind of tie that in with the renewal of it
No,
also?
because the renewal has to be
Separate code, because it's money.
because it's money, we
Yep,
have to
yep.
do that as a roll call.
What was that motion for?
This is to accept the report
Oh, okay.
and place it on file.
Did you get the
It's just a
people?
motion,
Okay.
a voice vote.
Yep, and voice vote.
We haven't voted yet, though.
Oh, I thought somebody made the motion.
We did.
We did.
We moved
Diane
and
made the
seconded,
motion,
now you have to
and
say
Ben-
everybody
all those
in
in
favor?
favor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you got me all ding, 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 ding. All opposed? My phone's ringing. So we voted to accept.
Yes.
All right. AE2S contract renewal.
This one takes a vote.
Vote, yep, because it's monies.
Need to be a roll call vote.
I think they're doing a really nice job for us.
I think they're doing a heck of a job.
All the posts look very professional. They don't look like, someone sitting in the closet somewhere is just putting something together,
Well, as far as I know, unless somebody else has something, none of us here are experts on this social media stuff. It's
And
part of
they're-
the reason why we went to that.
Exactly.
We wanted an expert to help us, and it seems to be working.
And it shows us on our,
Looks like good work.
yep.
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
go ahead and approve their contract extension and authorize the director to execute the agreement.
Second?
Call roll, please.
Larson,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Grinde,
Yes.
Horken,
Yes.
Helms.
yes.
All right, forgivable loan, round 2 status.
Remember, we have about $25,000. I waited until after the first of the year to send this out. The deadline is next Monday to get this so that we can handle this at our February meeting.
So
And
then after I get back on that, because that's Monday, right, the 24th, and then I'll get back on Friday, so that following week we can meet.
Probably the following week we'll meet,
Meet as
yes.
a loan committee?
So what I would ask that you is accept that report and place it on file.
I'll move on that.
All in favor?
Oh, I'll second it. Now we can favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Same for no-go. Carries on.
With regard to LaFave Park, the Parks and Rec is applying for EDA dollars that are through the, one of the federal programs. I think it's that the money is coming in from. and asked if the EDA would send a letter of support. I talked to Josh, and I finessed the letter that they gave us, and Josh and I both signed it. And this is just for your records. Did I ask for support on that one too? I think so.
No vote needed.
Okay. Just to let you know what's going on.
Okay.
That park needs a lot of help.
Oh, boy.
Jeez. It
I didn't
needed,
even know it was a park when I first moved here. I just thought it was the part of the floodplains. I really did. It took me a while.
there used to
It
be a
looks like it.
campground down there.
Oh,
There used to be a campground
That'd
down
be
there.
interesting.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, I used to have to go down and clean the bathroom out.
And,
After
and
the-
just for the record, one of the messages I came across was Ron, he's still in Zoom court.
Oh,
I said, lock him up.
Yeah,
All
I have the
right.
same message.
Did you? All right, 2022 EDA priorities.
Each year, we talk about the priorities of what we are going to do as the authority. What I have done is I have put down what I think are priorities for this organization during the coming year. Am I missing something? Is there something that I put on here that we should just say we're not going to do? Or let me know, give me some guidance, okay?
These ones that you have on here is not necessarily in order, it's just, you just listed what we talked about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much sums it up.
Just a couple things to get done.
Yeah.
Let me, for the viewing audience, let me talk about what they are. Continued support to the business community, the two bridges, childcare, workforce, that will include Northern Valley Careers and the Northwest Private Industry Council, increasing industrial space, both land and buildings, the sale of the city residential lots, and appraisal of the infill building for possible sale.
Do we want to say anything about the, and maybe that's what Northern Valley Careers is, what we had here about what the high school is doing?
That's it.
That's what that is?
Steph,
called?
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
If you go to Northern Valley Careers webpage, that'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, do you have people looking at lots?
We sold about 10 lots last year. Next month, you'll get the renewal of the agreement.
Yep.
And we have one lot that's, some people have been looking at it right now, and they aren't, well, with the weather, they're not quite ready to pull the trigger.
Who wants to go outside?
They want-
It storms every other day
Yes, We're
lately.
going to build ice houses.
Yeah, igloos.
Yeah, and I'd probably say lot sales won't pick up until,
Well, usually they're planning right now
Well, yeah.
to get ready to build so they can get their contractor on board and,
That electrician person.
yeah, them guys, I'll tell you.
well,
show-
they're also running into supply shortages too, so trying to pick the right time to
Yeah,
sell.
yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
I was waiting months for windows.
Approximately how many lots?
You
do
can't
we
get a
have?
loan if you don't have windows in your house.
If I remember
Plexi.
correctly, we're down to about 25 to 30
So,
lots still to
they
sell.
his bank wouldn't accept it.
And the home
Weird.
show is April 2nd and 3rd. It's only 2 days this year. But the home show comes up on April 2nd and 3rd.
and you said the number was how many are available?
Roughly 25 to 30
Okay.
lots available.
All right,
Do we need to,
we need a voice vote on this also. All in favor?
we have to have a motion first. I'll move that we accept the priorities.
I'll second.
No, we can.
Now we'll do a voice vote.
Yay.
Is that hurrah or yay?
Yay.
Yay?
Yay.
Yeah.
Aye. Whatever.
Nays? Thank you. All right.
Move adjournment.
You want to get out of here.
Right?
That was good.
Won't get you to Florida any faster.
Oh, Diane.
See, you guys miss me when I'm not here.
You're a good egg.
He needs a second.
We need a
Sit
second.
here.
Well, I'm just looking, I mean, it seemed like the meeting went a lot faster.
So I'll
And
second.
I'm thinking it's because Ron wasn't here.
Oh, I'll agree.
No.
Well,
All right,
or it could be Justin too.
call roll, please.
It's not
We don't
dollars.
need to do that.
Oh, that's right, we're done. Diane,
Have you
thank
all-
you.
Yeah.
You have fun in Florida.